Hey guys, I'm Bryson here and welcome to my show, and today we're about to find out exactly how a rapper named Anuel AA basically goes ahead and spends his money. Now this video is about the worst way he ever spent his money, but I'm probably wondering it's probably like on a chain cars or anything like that, because basically they do this a lot. Like rappers tend to do this a lot, but I want to find out exactly how he did it. And by the way, I know like the rappers have an image, the image gives them money, but sometimes you might just go overboard and spend way too much money. Before you know it, you're like bankrupt, okay? So be very, very careful with that, okay? But I post videos on the channel every single day. So you should also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you're notified. And on top of that, also destroy the like button. Now, without further ado, let's find out exactly how Anuel, a rapper from Puerto Rico, spent his money the worst ways.
The first year I came out of prison, I did $36 million. If you not smart, you go crazy with the money.
Oh my gosh, the first year he came out of prison, he made $36 million. That's insane. I think he went to prison because he had like a weapon on him or something, anything like that. He did like, I don't even know, like maybe 7 years. I don't know. But the point is, $36 million is a ton of money. Oh my God.
Yo, what's up? I'm Anuel, and I'm gonna tell you a story about the worst money that I've spent and the best money that I've spent.
All right, so I don't know if I can play his music, but his music is like great. If you want to find out, then go search it up, but I'm not gonna play it here because I'm gonna get like demonetized, okay? So let's just avoid that.
I started to make serious money when I came out of prison. I dropped an album the same day. All of a sudden, it debuted at #1 on Billboard on the first week. I couldn't make shows for 60 days because I had
Oh my gosh, that is awesome, right? So he just gets out of prison, releases an album, goes #1, but apparently, let's hear this.
So not even a month after I dropped the album, I closed a $4 million publishing deal with Cobalt.
Okay, so he closed a $4 million publishing deal, which is cool. And on top of that, he basically couldn't really go to shows because basically for 60 days, he was still on probation. Okay, so his money was stuck for 2 months, but let's find out more, man. It's a lot of money that he's making, a lot of income, but I want to find out where it went.
The first shows we did, I was making $150,000 for show. So for me at that moment, that was really big. Before I was in prison, I only used to
Notice he said for me at that moment, it was like really big. You know, he probably makes it a lot more now per show because again, this guy's like an international artist and that usually means a lot of money.
do clubs like for 1,000, 3,000, like, and all of a sudden I thought,
wow. So imagine going from that, like from $1,000 all the way up to $150,000 per show. That's insane. That's insane. So if he does 10 shows, right then and there, that's like what, like $1.5 million, just like that. Oh my gosh.
I started working my way up. I started to charge for show 300,000, and I built my way up. Now I'm charging 500,000 for show.
Oh my, imagine that, $500,000 to see this guy in a show again, man. He's a massive artist, you know, massive artist. Like, congratulations, but $500,000. Now let's just do some math here, okay? Let's do some quick math here because I always want to find out exactly how these numbers actually come up, okay? And the idea is, if he's actually making that much money per show, let's picture, by the way, I think the stadiums are like, you know, like maybe like 50,000 people. Is that how it works, the stadiums? I'm guessing like the stadiums, for example, might be like 30,000 people, maybe like 40,000 people. So in reality, 40,000 people for a stadium, right? And on top of that, it's like 20 bucks, maybe 50 bucks a ticket times 50. In reality, that makes around $2 million. So I could see why he makes that much money, because in reality, he's bringing in a lot of people to come and watch him at those shows. Basically, the entities make a lot of money. So I get it. It makes a lot of sense. The more volume, also the more money. I get it. Justified. All right, so here it comes, okay? Let's find out exactly the worst money he's ever spent.
At the beginning, I still didn't have an accountant nor a business manager. When I started to get
I think people think most of the time like, hey, I don't need an accountant. I make a lot of money. I don't need a business manager. I make a lot of money. On top of that, I don't need a financial advisor. I just spend my money. It's not gonna run out. In reality, money can run out. You know, it's kind of like, you know what? If you don't make a lot of money, you basically go to Chipotle and you're like, oh my gosh, it's so fancy, right? But then if you make a lot of money, you go to this restaurant, it's like $400. You're like, okay, this is so fancy. But then if you even make more and more money, you might go to a restaurant and get charged like $2,000 a plate, you know? And, you know, there's a level of luxury for any period and any money you actually make. So there is always a chance for you to actually go bankrupt. Because although he made like $36 million, there are cars out there that cost like $5 million. Jets out there that basically cost like what, like hundreds of millions of dollars. So the answer is, you could spend all this money like very quickly.
All that money, I started to buy a lot of watches. I bought like 6, 7 watches, Richard Milles, APs, Patek Philippe.
I think like Rich and Millie and like all those watches, like usually like they cost like $1 million and above. It's insane. And then they put like these diamonds on it, make it like even like cost even more money. But in reality, like when they resell it, I read about it. Basically, it's not as valuable anymore. So it's kind of like turns a proper watch into a liability. So kind of dumb if you ask me, but it's also the image. So I get like the image also makes the money. But you know what? I'll be honest with you, right? If I was a rapper and I was making all this money, I would probably rent all my jewelry. Like real jewelry, yes, but I'll probably rent. I spoke to a rapper once. I won't mention his name here, like at all, just out of respect, but a really famous rapper. He told me, Tommy, this chain right here is fake. I would never spend this money on a chain like this, okay? Ever. And that actually opened up my mind a ton to people that basically are smart with their money, but also smart with their image, because people can't really tell the difference, and he's still, to this day, a massive artist, okay? So congratulations to him. I'll tell you guys about it maybe in a future video. Who knows?
Like the Rainbow Rolex for the daily, in a year and a half, I spent like $3.3 million on just the watches.
Oh my gosh, a year and a half, $3.3 million, and you buy like a Rainbow Rolex. Oh my god.
On the watch business, it keeps going up or it stays the same. The only way it comes down when you buy a watch that ain't fabric original, when it got diamonds that ain't fabric, like that. But
yeah, you see what I told you? That's what I told you, okay? Watches tend to either stay the same value, but if they try to like, oh, let me put some diamonds on it, the value usually goes down, and that's a problem because people don't want to buy it like that. But again, watches go up in value in an economy where they're basically like watches, they can actually afford watches, but in an economy where everything's going downhill, your watches are not going to be valuable whatsoever if you need to sell them quickly, okay? So the answer is, it all depends on the economy. By the way, I just noticed his shirt. It's like Burberry, probably like a $500 shirt. It's still a shirt though, right?
I used to like watches that looked all full of diamonds, and they weren't fabric diamonds. So basically the code is getting broken to put those diamonds. But basically you spent that, and when you want to like sell it or get rid of it, the most I could get was $70,000 out of it. $200,000.
Oh my gosh, that is almost a 50% discount, guys. No, actually a lot more than 50% discount. I don't get it. And by the way, why would you want to sell it exactly? If you're making so much money, like why sell it in the first place?
It happened to me with 3 or 4 watches. With the watches, if you know,
3 or 4 watches, $200,000 each. Okay, that's like $800,000, and he sold them for like $70K each. $70K times 4 times 7 is like 28, right? So you do the math, guys. Okay, you do the math. It's like 20. It's like, what is it, like $280,000? It's insane. You lost so much money.
To pick exactly the right watch, you ain't losing money. I bought Patek Philippe. They found me that watch from the Prince of Arabia Saudita. $750,000.
Like I told you guys, okay, there's a market for everything out there. And then the idea, like, hey, this watch right here came from the Prince of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia? I can't say that word, okay? Now I sound kind of weird too, But the answer is, would I ever spend that much money on a watch? The answer is no. You could probably put that money into real estate, into the stock market, have your money grow. Here's my thing. I just never understand, okay? Why wouldn't one of these rappers, basically, okay? Let's do some math here. Why not grab that $36 million? Okay? 36 million. Let's say after taxes keeps like 70% of it. So in reality, it might be like around like 25 million or so, all right? Why not take that money and basically invest it? Maybe get back like, like 3% in dividends every single year. That's around like $756,000 every single year just in passive income without actually having, while still having your money grow every single year, which is crazy if you ask me. So your money still grows, but you're taking out money every single year also. But again, he's buying watches for like $750,000. So obviously this income is not going to be enough for him. And that's the problem, the prices just become crazy to me, okay?
Basically, you hold it for a while and then you sell it for $1 million. I spent basically 2 million in watches, but now if I sell all my watches right now, I got like 3.3 million. A million's a million.
Yeah. So again, now it seems like he's flipping it around. He's like, okay, so, oh, okay, I know this, okay? There's one thing here. Sometimes people do want to look fancy, so I get it. Sometimes people want like the fancy watches, but what he's doing here is basically he's getting the chance to basically use a watch, right? He uses this watch, basically rides around with it, shows it off, but then in reality, he turns around and flips it, get his money back plus some more, and makes a profit. It's a smart way to basically go out there and buy things you actually like, but also get it for free because basically you're selling them from a profit. So in that case, I get it. I understand it. If you put in like diamonds on it and then lower the value, turn it into a liability, I don't like it. Stupid idea. Okay, your best financial advice. Let's hear it.
The first thing, like other big artists in the reggaeton business told me was, don't get excited with the cars. You losing money, they told me. Like, you buy a car, $500,000, all of a sudden the next year you're gonna get back $300,000 for the car. So
isn't that crazy? I basically heard about, NBA players and rappers that basically own like around 22 cars or so. The answer is like, for what? Like I used to have like a lot of sneakers, and in the end, I only really like wore like 1 or 2 sneakers, You don't really need all this stuff, And imagine that every single year you're losing a ton of value on these cars and all this fancy stuff. The answer is, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. And why not lease it? Why not lease it? Like, why do you want to buy it? And why do you want to buy it in cash? That's what I just don't understand.
don't do that. So I was like, okay, but I'm really into cars. Like, I think in cars I've spent already almost $2 million like in 2 years. 2019 I bought a Rolls Royce cash. Okay.
Why do you buy these things in cash? Why? I just don't understand. Like, why not lease it? And you also want the new stuff every single year also. So like, why just not lease these cars? Maybe it's because, oh, I'm a rapper. And, people are going to say, like, I don't have this stuff and I don't have that. It's so dumb. It's so stupid, okay? It's just dumb. Like, 500K, like, gone down the bucket. You just lost money the next year. Why not lease it?
2020 now, I bought another Rolls Royce.
By the way, when you actually lease one of these cars, they're so expensive. Basically, it's also a business expense, right? So basically, you also save money in taxes. So why not take advantage of that?
Cash. I bought the Lamborghini Urus, the SUV. Like each 2 months or 3 months, I'll be changing the color on the car too. Like I don't make up my mind. Sometimes I have them all red. All of a sudden, I'll start switching to crazy colors.
By the way, like repainting a car professionally costs like around like $5,000, $10,000. So it's not cheap, by the way.
4 jet skis, like the biggest, most expensive jet ski. Probably in 2 years, I've used them only once.
That's what I'm saying, That's what I'm saying. You're buying all this stuff that you're probably not going to be using that much, okay? And on top of that, the maintenance is crazy. The value goes down. You don't need it. And basically, when you have this much money, you want to go out there and be like, hey, I don't want that one. I want the most expensive one. For what?
I just like the cars. I just do it. It ain't a good investment. In cars, I've spent money that basically is throwing it away. Just in a year, I spent like 1.8 million on clothes. I was like,
what? How do you spend $1.8 million on clothes? How is that possible? I don't get it. Like, I just, this is beyond me, guys. This is beyond me. I make a decent amount of money, compared to this guy, not that much money, obviously, because he's basically like an artist and he's basically like making like a lot of money. But the answer is, I make $24,000, maybe $25,000 every single month now. And the idea is, how would I spend even $1,000 bucks? Well, I can, okay, now I get it, okay? Because basically, the jeans these guys buy, it's like $1,000, $10,000. Like, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. $1.5 million on clothes?
That's crazy. Like, I gotta do it because it's my image, though. I'm in the music business, but sometimes my wife be telling me, yo, get rid of that. You don't even use it. Like, the ones I use in videos sometimes, I just give them to my close friends. Like, don't.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like, he uses this stuff in videos, he gives it away. It's a waste of money. If you ask me, by the way, there's also like, I forgot, stylists you can hire, and they basically bring all the fancy clothes, and that way you don't have to buy them. You can just return them to them. But the answer is, again, 50 Cent says also, I read his book, by the way. He says, Tommy, at some point, it's either you spend the money or basically Uncle Sam takes the money. So if he has a good accountant that tells him, hey, you can spend this much money and save it in taxes, then I get it. It makes sense, but it just sounds outrageous.
Like, is you because I don't have no space. I feel like the best money I
What's the best money you spent? Let's hear it.
spent, it was on my apartment. If you're gonna invest money and you don't know on what to invest it yet, buy houses. That's money that you're gonna have, like, for sure, that you ain't gonna lose it. I own 4 houses. 10 years from now, it's gonna cost more.
Okay, so it's like he has like a long-term perspective, but he doesn't really know what he's doing, to be honest with you, okay? So I'd probably like ask him like, hey, if you're an artist and you want to focus on your art and you're very good at that, okay, why not have somebody that's very focused on your finances, for example, financial advisor, also advise you, not tell you, advise you on like, hey, try this or try that out, because basically you're missing out on the stock market. You're also missing out on a lot of probably like multi-unit properties we probably do and get like passive income every single year. And he's probably buying like these luxury houses, like most likely, and even those houses are probably like not as in demand as you might probably think. The idea of like buying houses and holding them for like long term is you want cash flow, right? You want cash flow, you want the cash flow. But in this case, like all he's getting like is depreciation. I get that. But in 10 years, we don't know what type of market we're gonna have. A buyer's market, a seller's market, we don't know. We don't know. Okay, so what's his money mantra? Basically, how he thinks about money.
My mantra when it comes to money is always remember the money doesn't make you, you make the money. Yo, this Anuel, thank you for watching my...
All right, that's great advice. Money doesn't make you, you make the money. But money is very important because basically, in a way, money changes you in a lot of ways, you know? Well, not really you. It really just exposes like who you really are and like brings out like exactly who you are a lot more. It might change people around you, but not really you as a person at the core. It just enhances you in a sense, right? But the idea is, you know, I like it. You know, money doesn't make you, you make the money. Yeah, but the idea is once you make the money, what do you do with the money? You got to put the money to work. You know, all this money these people are bringing in, I'm happy. I'm happy, generally happy. I just want you guys to basically like invest in money, multiply the money, and then live out whatever you want to live, but basically on the dividends and the growth of your money. That way you never go broke. You can buy whatever you want, but you never go broke. Because, you know, the thing about being an artist, and this video is running too long, basically is that, you know what, you're in the highlight of everything for like, you know, maybe like 10 years or so, maybe like 5 years, but after that, what are you gonna do, you know? So be very careful with this stuff. As always, guys, if you enjoyed it right here, well, comment down below and let me know what did you think about this money mantra and also all the money he's actually spent. Comment down below, let me know. And as always, also like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. On top of that, also follow me on Instagram, Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch another video, basically, on how this NFL player spent his first $1 million, this rookie, well, watch this video right here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. And as always, peace.